We're learning the case of 3 missing children out of West Palm Beach that we brought you as breaking news last night stemmed from a moment of desperation.
Local families bouncing from place to place and saying local programs cannot offer enough resources to help them get back on their feet.
News Channel 5's Michelle Casada live in West Palm Beach with how these families continue to be borderline homeless.
Michael Kelly, when 11-year-old twins Javarius and Tavarius Jones went missing for hours last night from this motel off Dixie Highway, they were scared, running from the Department of Children and Families. Their mother tells me she was the one to call DCF because she no longer had a place for them to stay. The last 24 hours have been a nightmare for Jacqueline West.
And I just had to make the hardest decision of my life to let someone else get my kids.
West says the organization Adopt a Family was paying for her family's motel stay up until last night.
They said they just couldn't help us anymore.
With no way to provide a roof for her kids and no way to give them a hot meal, West called DCF.
The hardest thing is when your kids ask you that, like, what's next? And you have no answer.
The kids were found safe and are in DCF custody till West can find a permanent home. Her family, though, is not the only one living day to day.
It's unlivable. It's miserable. It's very stressful.
Kelly Lowe and her kids lost their home last month. They're getting help from Adopt a Family for the second time this year.
You cannot focus. You don't know where to begin to focus. You don't know what to do because you don't know where you're going to be next week.
Both women were allowed to stay at the Pat Reeves shelter for 3 months, hoping there would be a vacancy in a more permanent housing program.
When I went into Pat Reeves, I was unstable. I was unemployed. When I left Pat Reeves, I was still unemployed and unstable.
The CEO for Adopt a Family says the need for affordable housing is greater than the supply, saying families living on minimum wage would have to work nearly 3 full-time jobs to afford a 2-bedroom apartment in Palm Beach County. The women say their goal would be to get a spot within the Lord's Place program, which would get them their own apartment. There is a waiting list for the referral program.
Miserable, absolutely miserable. They don't deserve this. I had a terrible childhood myself. They deserve better.
Adopt a Family will not comment on the specific family situations due to confidentiality policies. Now, the owner of the motel has given West another week to stay here free of charge. Lowe says Adopt a Family is giving her until the 28th of December. Reporting live in West Palm Beach, Michelle Casada, WPTV News Channel 5.